What is going on, guys? You're back with another video. Today it is the 49ers franchise. It is season 2020. Year one went off pretty damn well. We made the playoffs, won a game. Unfortunately, could not beat the Seahawks. They just had our number, and unfortunately, they did as well as they would. They didn't win the Super Bowl, but they did take us out, and that's really all that matters to us. Of course, we added some new names. I really should have backed out. Maybe I can still. Kinda. If you guys want to see the offseason, the draft, the free agency, all that, the whole process, it's a 16-minute video that was out already a few days ago. So if you want to take a look at that, take a look at that. Here are the new names and some of the upgraded names. Jimmy Garoppolo is one of them with a superstar development trait, with some pretty good abilities, in and out specialist, and then pocket passer, I believe, or whatever the hell that one is. This is the lineup we've decided to go with. Lamb, the new right tackle, very good draft pick. Normal development, which sucks, but another big tackle to block for big old Jimmy, even though he's not really big old or anything. One thing is big is Goodwin's forehead. Giving Peyton Manning a run for his money. I'm sorry, Goodwin. I mean, you're really fast, so that's probably why. He's so fast, the wind hitting his forehead just dragged his... I'm sorry. We got Joe Staley, who decided not to retire, playing guard now. Hey, maybe that's why. He knew he was going to get an easier job. And here it is. He has one upgrade. I probably should have thought about this more, but +1 to pass block and run block is a very good upgrade. He goes up back to an 86 overall, and by back I mean not at all, because he went down for like a 91. He's a great run blocker. He's an okay pass blocker. He's pretty damn fast. That's why we put him at guard, and obviously the two tackles being 6'7", 6'8" is another reason. Now, preseason's going to really be all about Deebo Samuel and Jalen Hurd. I really don't know who to start. You guys didn't want me to start Deebo, and then halfway through the season, you're like, why aren't you starting Deebo? It's like, I can't do that now. We're committed to one guy because the stats are going that way. Both guys have great traits. Both have good redeeming qualities. The only problem is they both have normal development. Hurd did have a chance at regular star, and we just choked it. Honestly, if I could go back, that's the one regret we had last season, is just not getting him that next step up, but that's just the way it is. And I don't know. I think we're going to give Samuel the start in preseason. We also have Derrick Henry. A lot of talking. I'm sorry. Here's the new names on defense. Buckner got his development up, and we're going to try to get him to 89 overall. Damn it, that really sucks. Try to get him to 89 overall. Really, with that upgrade, he didn't go up? If we can get him to a 90, we can get him an extra ability. It really sucks, because Strip Specialist is okay, I guess, if you're weird. And then White, I didn't mention it, but his development trait was revealed because we changed his number. I changed his number to 24, and yeah. No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that I changed his number. I changed his equipment. I changed his visor and all that. And yeah, he somehow is now known. Unfortunately, not superstar development, but still a really good player. So it is what it is. Derrick Henry, for now, will be the starter. I think for the future, I would like Breed as the starter. But at the end of the day, both of these guys are locked into long-term deals. So really, it comes down to who's better, right? It's not who can develop or who's going to be here longer. It's who's better. Breed was great, and he's a lot faster, but their age is very similar. So it comes down to who can get us more yards, and we're going to find out in preseason against a very good team. Not exactly sure how we're going to do this yet, but expect all 4 games, maybe a quarter each, and that would equal out to a full, 10-minute quarter match. And I said, about 50 times, so I apologize. The big player this season, I think, is going to be Fred Warner, and then maybe Nick Bosa, 2 guys I really want to see succeed, 2 guys that I really am hoping take the next step. Fred Warner was already really great before the injury. Nick Bosa was decent. He kind of turned it off a little bit in the second half. Not sure how much we're going to see of each team's starters, but of course Deebo and Hurd are the 2 real big names we have to think about. We didn't get a single receiver in the offseason, which maybe a little bit of a bad decision, but we like who we have. It's just maybe too much talent at the position, and it really comes down to, if we're going to get a new receiver, we need a number 1 or a number 2, and that just wasn't going to happen in either of the 2 names that we have in free agency or the draft. So really there was no choice but to just stick with the roster we have and just keep developing, honestly. Dante Pettis had a really good year. He is the number 1 at this point, but do I feel like we can get a bigger guy that we can depend on even more? I think so. Pettis, even though he has played so much better after getting his scenario, is still disappears sometimes. So we may need a proper number 1, but I'm not sure we can really do that. So, of course, there are new faces on the defense as well. You have Pierce, you have White, Talib is on the team. I don't know what we're going to do with Talib, though, and there goes Todd Gurley already. Talib making a tackle. I think the final roster will probably have Jalen Mills on it instead of Talib. He's really taken a step back on that speed. If he's talented enough, maybe he can actually play with that speed, but I don't think so yet. And Josh Jones, I believe, on the play. Actually, that's not Josh Jones, is that? Who is that? Who was that? I can't tell if that was Josh or not. I don't even know. Underneath, and we're playing pretty poorly on defense already, can't lie. Talib playing outside, Talib in coverage, and Talib coming up with a pick. He's not fast, but that's the one thing I feel you can really depend on him with, is when he's in position, he's not going to let a catch happen. Number 27, Derrick Henry on the field. Kind of falling forward already, but definitely looking rather slow. I know, we're going to find out. Preseason, there's a reason it's here. And inside already on point. Kittle already making moves. Honestly, I don't even think we should have Kittle out here. I think we should find a backup tight end. I'm just saying Jimmy Garoppolo might be the only active QB, which is a no-go. There goes Derrick Henry. Not really getting the first down there. I felt like we could have easily had it. To try to test Debo, but it's not all about just throwing the ball. It's also about, can they even get open? And there, that's a test of great route. Nobody was on him, but a bit of a fail on getting skinny and keeping that in bounds. So we'll have to keep an eye on that for both players. It's going to be a test. And there's just nowhere to go there. Perfect blitz decision, and Aaron Donald honestly takes us down pretty lightly, so I'm pretty happy with that. All right, running to the left side because Goodwin is good for nothing when it comes to blocking. 1 to beat. Derrick Henry would have beaten the free safety, but he does get help. Breida in on the perfect down. A screen pass to Matthew. Good play. Quick throw. Breida gets the first down. Not as impressive as I would have liked, but we are going against a pretty good defense. All right, testing Debo more. Pretty much the hot route for us here. Good block for once. A little bit of a risky throw and an amazing catch by Debo Samuel there in traffic. That was a really good throw as well. If we lose Jimmy, our season could already be over. What a throw. I'm not liking the pressure we're giving up, but the actual throws themselves is getting me excited. Another chance to force a punt. Well, I mean, not really a chance to force a punt. Last time Talib just took the ball away. And there goes Talib. A little slow, but in position to where he needed to be. Oh, we have Tannehill. I didn't even know that. Okay, I'll take Tannehill any day of the week. We're going to just chuck this nowhere because he's got a terrible release. It's a decent throw. Hurd holds on. Good curl route. Burned his receiver, his corner anyways. Play action. Going to be looking to Hurd again. Once again, that's the biggest battle in preseason for us, is this wide receiver battle. Wide open on the inside. There's just something about Hurd that I like his route running, and he's a big guy, so he just shouldn't be running routes as well as Debo, but he is. And there goes Breida. Oh, Breida slipping away. Almost took it. Can we give Hurd a jump ball chance? Not saying that's going to be a test Debo has to take, but it's one of the bonuses of having a guy like Hurd, and I'm not a huge fan of his jump there. I don't think that was a terrible throw by any means. Maybe a little high, but that should have been catchable. It's definitely catchable there. I think that's probably enough for week 1 preseason. Go on and take a look at week 2. I believe we play the Patriots in one of these games. And we lose preseason game 1 by a score of 14-9. It's not terrible. It could have been much worse. Talib, could be the thumbnail. New names. It's nice to see. We have Talib on a cheap deal. Would he not just be worth keeping as a backup safety? I had no intentions of keeping him. I was almost going to release him before the first preseason game, but the ability to play the ball there, not all of our corners would have made that play. Tannehill threw 3 picks. It's not a good look at all. I would love to have a backup like RG3. It would be very solid. I feel like I could trust him. Derrick Henry did run 3 for 28, 9.3 per carry. Hurd had a much more snaps than Debo, but he did play pretty damn well. So right now I'm going to chalk game 1 as a tie matchup between Debo and Hurd. And then game 2, we should hopefully see a little bit more from Debo. Interesting development here. We do have Manuel Sanders in free agency. We do have Vernon Davis in free agency. He would actually be a very clutch backup. I think that's worth the signing. Levi would be nice. There's a couple of guys here. I don't think we need Manuel Sanders. He's another slot type guy. We already have plenty of guys like that. He's a pretty sure-handed receiver, though. You're not going to have a chance to get guys like Manuel Sanders often. So slot corner Kawan Williams was released into free agency, and we did add a new name being Manuel Sanders. In somewhat of a surprising move, Kyle Juszczyk, the league's best fullback and a 5th-round pick, has been shipped over to the Cardinals for their 3rd-round pick this year. Of course, we had drafted a fullback in the early 6th round to be the starting fullback on this team, Patrick Culver. It appears that Talib is in coverage against a slow tight end. Sherman gets beat on the inside, unfortunately. To the outside, and that is not White's fault. There was a mix-up on the last-second blitz call, and somebody didn't get over there. Defense is going to be asked to do a lot. They're going to have to make plays. And speaking of making plays, the ball was passed right to Fred Warner. Never seen him drop back. And there's an interception for the man that we missed in the postseason. Looking good there, and that's a bad throw, but really good route by Sanders, man. Emmanuel Sanders, I did not think would make this roster, but now I'm starting to think, what do we do here? Future of his employment will be in question. No pressure at all, as you would expect for Brady. Sherman should have been all over that. I know he's testing him, but should have been all over it. We usually wouldn't go for the blitz like this in this situation, but 3rd and 8 from the 12, we want to see a stop. I think it's time to get a little aggressive. Pierce misses the hit stick, but scares him enough inside, and Sherman and company help bring him down. Pretty good stops by the defense. Honestly, if we could just keep Talib and you have him as our designated tight end coverer, that alone could be worth a spot, honestly. Debo underneath, and that is one you write down on the notepad. Wide open, who knows how far that ball goes. Manuel Sanders on the outside. He does beat Stephon, which isn't easy, but it was a tight angle. Stephon was passing him over. Adding Emmanuel Sanders, his offense really slows us down a bit. Let's take a look at Debo on the outside there. Pretty good route. Can he catch it? He does. A little bit of pressure this time, and actually holds on to it. You're going to trust Pettis, and that's just another bad throw. We're just really not seeing the field well right now, and it's good to get it out now. It's good to get it out now. It's not seeing the field there. I thought we could have gotten in early, and we just couldn't. Those are just things I would not test during the regular season, but here I feel like we can get away with some of those because, picks don't really matter here. That was a really good route by Samuel. That was impressive. Vernon Davis in on the play this time. Didn't really run the ball that much this game. Quick out. Pettis, great catch. Gets about 8. Looking at Pettis again. Very unsmooth route there. Almost caused the pick because of it. Couldn't trust him. Question is just, is Emmanuel Sanders worth a roster spot at $7 million? To the outside. Trusted him, and he did get open. I like his route running, but he is a little slow. Just threw it under pressure once again. It's a pick I don't like to see in the slightest, but at the same time, I'm forced to throw it. These linemen have really struggled. This isn't even a great pass rush team, yet we're getting destroyed. We're going against a really good secondary. That's why I decided mainly to look for the receivers. And here goes Derrick Henry. One to beat, runs through him, switches hands, tries to stiff arm, and that's what we were looking for week 1. Really good play. I know Breida could have busted that free and maybe juked to the left or right and burned him, but up the gut, Derrick Henry ran through him, still got a lot of yards. That's an early truck, and he still gets a spin out of it, though. Pressed inside, throw to the outside. Pettis, great find, can't hold on. It was a really good throw on that one. He goes Hurd and Samuel, really testing the route running. Who wins their assignment? I don't know if Samuel did. Hurd catches it and just doesn't go down, and he scores. This is a really hard job here. There goes Samuel. Slips away, gets 2 tackle breaks. Didn't really expect the block, and that's a really good play there. Breaking 2 tackles, finds the space. 20-32. We got a couple of touchdowns. Nothing really too deserving, though. Looking at the stat line, let's see what we're looking at. So Tannehill played a little bit better. Jimmy Garoppolo played much worse. Derrick Henry, Breida both looking good. Honestly, can't tell who should start. Receiving, Jalen Hurd, 3 for 55, 1 touchdown. Samuel, 3 for 40. Sack totals, nothing from our side. We just, 4 interceptions. It's unbelievable. Receiving, where was Manuel Sanders? 2 for 27. Manuel Sanders got an upgrade. If he actually gets a speed upgrade, maybe we keep him. He did get an acceleration, +2 to catch in traffic. Some pretty good upgrades, man. Speed is just so bad. In another wild move, we trade a 4th and a 5th next year with Weston Richburg for Kiki QT, and we took a little bit of a hit from Weston, but that contract is just ugly, and I'm just not having it. We're taking the hit. It's fine. We made a poor decision. QT, I think, automatically removes Emmanuel Sanders from the team. He's got potential. He's a great, decent receiver, but it just doesn't fit on this team. It just doesn't. We need the speed. We need guys to get open ASAP, and that's what we're hoping we can get from QT with much better speed. Not great catching, but not bad either. Super fast, and we also may have found ourselves a new kick returner on top of it. We give them Emmanuel Sanders, and we take Dean Lowry and Alex Smith off of their hands. And, of course, the Alex Smith move was really just to save their cap a little bit. So Dean Lowry, a little bit of depth now on the defensive line. That was one of the big issues that we had. We have Bud Dupree moved over to back up D-end. He's going to be the main guy there. And then Dean Lowry, he'll play edge if he has to, but mainly is going to be the backup at defensive tackle. Looking at cornerback, I think Jalen Mills makes the move. Talib, he's a bit more of a safety type to me, so that's probably where we're going to play him. So defense actually has a pretty good start on the game. I'm not really too worried about the defense because there's not much that can change with those guys because we pretty much have everyone we could ever want. And we have the depth we think we need, and QT, with a terrible start out the gate, drops the ball. That's just not the way you should start, man. That's it's just not. This is pretty much what the offense is going to look like, and Kittle can't hold on to it either. That one's a bit harder, at least. 2 catchable balls. That's all I'm going to say. There goes QT again. Holds on this time. Actually takes a hit and falls forward. Number 15, I think that's a pretty good fit. A lot of speedy receivers on this team. We have a really weird offense. We pretty much have all slot guys out here. And here comes Henry. It's ironic we have all slot guys at receiver pretty much, and then we have a giant at running back. All right, QT, a chance to go deep. Not going to go for it inside. Pettis really didn't get the look I wanted, but it was enough. Going against a pretty good slot corner in Bryce Callahan, so it's not like it was all for nothing. He did get the first anyway, so that's the main goal, even if it wasn't a pretty one. Inside, really good throw last second. Tried to pick up a block from Kittle. He decided to go out more. Smart play either way. Good first down. Great throw by Jimmy. But really for me, it's really now all about who's the starting running back. So I think against a decently good front, that's rough. That's a big guy trying to get around a big guy. Too big is too big sometimes. Henry, Breida, who's the one? New fullback, smaller than Derrick Henry. So that's an interesting analysis there. I think only Derrick Henry would have really gained much on that. Breida's too small. The thing is, though, if we have a Henry as a starter, these plays, Breida would be perfect. He'd be perfectly energized. And obviously, Derrick Henry can't get those. And Breida breaking a tackle, getting away from a guy to the 15. And he doesn't even get a chance. Off the edge, free is Bradley Chubb. Kittle down the middle for a quick strike. No, rolling out with our guy. Back of the end zone, can't get the throw. Try to set the feet. Really didn't have much of a look there. We get 3. And then it's almost a pick 6. Offense puts it in for a touchdown. So Broncos not looking great on offense until that drive looked very good. Gotta worry a little bit, man. This offense has looked very strugglesome in preseason so far. Pettis is open. Gets the first down. Maybe had QT wide open, but Hurd now gets his chance. Inside quick play. Hurd holds on and slips to about the 36. Crossing style play. This is more of a test for Goodwin's speed. See if he can take one deep. And he can. Is the throw going to be good? It's going to be perfect. Touchdown, Goodwin. That was what we were looking for against a great corner like Chris Harris Jr. I know he's not as fast, but really good play. Still playing against that great defense, so I want to give it another test. I can't even remember who our next match is. Derrick Henry, just not even going to get a chance to run. That's the thing. When there's no blocking, I would rather have Breida. But when there is some blocking, you know, the power of Henry can really gain that extra yardage you need. And off the edge, free is Vaughn. We really needed to get that away quickly. That's the one thing we got to work on this season. We really need to start putting in more plays where you can get it off quickly. Sometimes we have big, boom or bust plays where your only option is to wait, and if there's no chance to wait, the drive, the play is done. And usually it is going to be on a third down, so got to pay attention. I will say, Derrick Henry has been real hit or miss. I don't think he's better than Breida. We have a one-on-one here. He does win it, in fairness, but I'd like to think Breida gets to that point and then some, just based on his speed alone. Henry will be a fun running back, but I don't know. Do we make a mistake with Tevin? Not much you can do there. The line is really not providing much. We'll say, though, you're going to get a pretty damn good blocker in Henry just because how huge he is. Literally like a damn left tackle playing out there. And QT burns the coverage. Look at the speed there. Another cut move. Breaking ankles left and right. Honestly, that might be the only option there was at slot. And the best part is, if Goodwin really falls off in that speed this season, you have that replacement there. The new slot receiver. Maybe we can draft a true number 2. Pressure there, but that should have been a good throw. Come on, Jimmy, you got to get it there. 5-man, this is going to be a good run stop, so we're going to test it anyways. There you go, one to beat. Runs him over. I got to give it to him. When it's a one-on-one with momentum, he hasn't failed. I do like that Breida is the receiving back on these style of plays. And free rush off the edge, Vaughn. Nowhere really to go. Looked around, couldn't find it. In the zone now. Pass coverage is really, really just blocking has struggled for the most part, and that was unfortunate. That's all I can say. We know what happened, okay? Von Miller in coverage, that's a bit of a waste. Hurd could have been trusted. Just going to chuck one up. And really good coverage by Vaughn. Wow. So I think most of the questions have been answered. Final preseason game is going to be final look. Who's the starting running back? Matt Breida or Derrick Henry finally showing up as well. Offense, 41 points. Good stuff. Love it. Tannehill with no picks this game. I like it. I like it a lot. Breida and Henry both finished around the same. Goodwin showed up nicely. I do like Kiki. Looked very good. Very good indeed. And then Debo had a 1 for 25. Hurd has similar. Defense maybe a little disappointing in the sacks to picks ratios and all that, but overall stopping-wise did well. And Kiki actually has an upgrade, so let's work on that route running ability, and he's going to be a good receiver in no time. Short route, spec, medium route. It's really all about the route running. It's all that Carey gets up is route running. The one thing that's really good is we've been able to play 3 straight good defenses, so really 4 straight. There's Derrick Henry finding some room, showing he's still got a little bit of speed there. Not bad at all, getting a 23. Really just following the blocks there, though, so Read on the inside handoff. Looks like they do have the linebackers down in. This is going to be a tough one to get off. There goes Breida breaking the first tackle. That's the difference. He can be patient. He can look around because he has the speed to accelerate into the hole, but unfortunately, I can't say the same for Derrick. He's pretty much got to just take off as fast as he can each play if he wants any chance. Inside again, Pettis showing off that route running, having a really good drive to start this game out. Only one linebacker over the middle of the field, so let's see if we can slip one in behind. And we waited. Once again, the patience. If we ran straight through the hole, he gets us free, but we waited. The guy picked him up, and he gains 6. Halfback stretch, they're on the wrong side of the field here. Let's see if the line can do anything. See if maybe Derrick Henry actually has to push his way in. He does push through a guy, but he's a small guy, and there may not be an argument at running back. Derrick Henry is injured. Going to give a test to the new man on campus, Vernon Davis. Can't do it. Vernon Davis making the return to the 49ers. Didn't happen there, though. It's really just Derrick Henry's game. Just follow the block and lower the shoulder. Breida, I feel like I get a little bit more options. A good cutback there, but once again, not really looking too sharp. I think I've seen all I need to see from Derrick Henry now. All Breida needs to do is do normal Breida things, and yeah, there's nowhere really to go there. And he wins the job, simply put. And there goes Matt, just catching the edge. Derrick gets about half of that if he's lucky. The only thing that really even brings me wanting to start Derrick is that Breida would come in way more energized, and then when he's receiving, you know, he's going to be in on those receiving plays fresh, you know. But overall, it's very hard to deny him as the starting running back on this team. Hell, even Mostert, and so the small amount of times he's played, he almost looks better than Derrick Henry at this point. And, you know, perfect timing, too, is an 11-yard carry in his first play. I think is locked in. I think we have our roster set. And there goes Breida, the outside. One to beat. Actually forces a player to miss. Who is that? Do they have Clinton Dix? Who is that? Vernon Davis, the outside. The former Niner returning back to the Niners, scoring a touchdown in preseason. That's a name we really haven't brought up enough. Vernon Davis is actually a huge pickup, man. We do not trust the second tight ends on this roster. And Vernon, he's a decent blocker. And more importantly, he is still a threat, even at his age. Very good way to finish the preseason. Back-to-back wins. Looking good. Strong offensive performances. And I think we answered most of the questions we had for ourselves. And I'm expecting a really big season. Let's see what we can do. Taking a look at the offense, Tannehill killed it. Jimmy Garoppolo really didn't play too much. Matt Breida, really good performance. That's about that, honestly. Just a really good performance by the offense. Derrick Henry really didn't show a whole lot in preseason. Cleve Talib with 2 picks. Same with, I believe, Fred Warner. Yeah, we're ready. I think we're ready to go. So week 1 is at home against the Panthers. We will deal with everything next episode. I don't think the league's ready for the 2020 49ers team. I'm hoping this offensive line improves from preseason, but only time will tell. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!